Hi, this is John. You know I've been talking to you lately specifically to the men over 50. Today's video, specifically, I'm bringing up the issue of how often do men need to work out? Men over 50. Now here's the thing. When we talk about training in general, if we're talking about training in a highly intense fashion, the number one requirement after you've dug a hole of energy in your system is it has to fill back in. And then secondarily, it builds up an extra little layer, something extra. It adds back to itself in order for you to be stronger or to have more muscle mass if you've sent the proper signal. So, having said that, when we're young, when we're in our 20s and in our 30s, when we're really young, that process, dig a hole of energy, fill it back in, and then overcompensate. That process happens so fast, generally within a day or two or three, really quick. So we get used to those type of workouts. As we're younger, we tend to work out more often. And then the problem becomes as you get closer and closer to your potential, or as you get older, you're closer to your potential, which means you have to respect the fact that you're bigger, you're stronger, you can dig a deeper hole of energy in any given set. When you're 20 years old and you're only able to squat 200 pounds, but meanwhile, you're in your 40s and you can squat 450 pounds, that's going to dig a deeper hole of energy. You're much stronger. That hole needs to be filled back in, and then again, overcompensation happens. Here it is. We're hitting a point where when you get over 50, where your ability to recover from that workout, it's not quite as fast. The same processes happen as happened when you were in your 20s or 30s. However, it's just not as fast. The greatest example that I had offered to me was the example of a wound. When you're in your 20s or as a teenager and you accidentally cut yourself, that wound tends to heal up, zip, 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 within a matter of a few days. A day, 2, 3, 4 days. But as you get past 50, it takes a little longer. The process is the same. You will heal up for it. As long as you're healthy, you will heal up. However, it needs to take a few extra days, a little bit longer to heal. The same thing applies when it comes to us lifting weights, pushing that weight, training intensely. You have to recover from that workout. So how do you recover and then overcompensate? You have to give yourself enough time to recover and then overcompensate. So recovery, whereas in your 20s you may have worked out 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and it seemed like you were able to gain muscle mass. In your 30s, maybe it was still happening. But as you approach 50 and then beyond, that ability to recover tends to slow down in a lot of people. So what do? You need to take an extra day of rest. So instead of working out every 48 hours or every 24 hours, once every day or once every other day, as you get past 50, it becomes more important that you go ahead and you train once every 3 days or once every 4 days. And I mean intensely. Can you work out and can you do something a little bit lighter, or maybe, I don't know, maybe doing something not to failure? Let's say going to the gym and training and, just doing some pump sets. Well, yeah, that's still going to use some energy in your system. It is. However, if you're going to use it to help you to recover, there's a case to be made for that. There is. And then, will it help you to build new muscle mass? Well, as you're getting past 50, you should have acquired most of the muscle mass you're going to have anyway. But can you improve on certain body parts? Now, there is something really interesting. I like this. Because if you need a little bit more delt, or you need a little bit more bicep, or you need a little bit more quad, you can take portions of time, weeks at a time, to train really intensely on those muscle groups and maybe back off on others slightly so that your energy and your recovery energy, as well as your ability to build new muscle, can go towards that specific targeted body part. So I like that. So how often should you train? Well, like I just said, If in your 20s or 30s you were training every day or every other day, then you're going to find when you get into your 50s and beyond, that's just not going to happen if you're training to failure or training very intensely. So I would say you get past the 50-year-old mark, thereabouts, you should be working out intensely once every 3 to 4 to 5 days. Intensely. 3 to 5 days. Intensely. Big body parts, how long should that workout last? Well, that's up to the individual. You're going to have to find for yourself, are you able to recover and overcompensate from a workout such as chest and back? It's 2 big body parts. Maybe you can and maybe you can't. This is where the individual tweaking of your workout comes into play. So, training every 3 to 5 days intensely instead of once every day or every other day. Okay? That means you're not in the gym. Stay the heck out of the gym. I would just say stay the heck out of the gym. Go read a book. Go learn a new language. Go make new friends. Go treat the wife right. Go treat the husband right. Any way you want to do it. But yeah, that's what I'm getting at. How often should you train past 50? Start moving it towards 3 to 5 days of intense workouts. Should you do workouts that are not to failure, a little bit less intense, then yeah, you can go to the gym a little more often, but you're going to find that you still can't train super intensely any more often than 3 to 5 days and still recover and overcompensate or make improvements to your physique. And that's what we're after here, is making improvements to your physique. I don't want to ramble on and on about how often. The bottom line becomes, are you making improvements to your physique? That should be the litmus test. That should be the barometer. That should be the end result that you're looking for. And so that's what I'm getting at. How often should you train? Over 50? Once every 3 to 5 days. Check it out. See how you respond to it. I know you'll get better results. Listen, exercise some self-restraint. Stay the heck out of the gym. Don't go so often. It's not all about social. If you're going to the gym, you're going to make progress. That's your main purpose. That's why you started lifting in the first place, to make progress. So go for progress. Progress is measured either in strength or it's measured in new muscle mass or improved look to certain body parts. So go for that kind of progress. So look for it. That's my input on how often men over 50 should train. From my heart to you, John Hart. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, before you leave, please hit that like button on the left. Give me a thumbs up. And maybe if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button on the right. I really appreciate it. Thank you.